I'm Sarah Sapsanamma, and these are the top stories of the hour. The Nepal Army Court charges 187 army personnel of their involvement in corruption during the recruitment process. Irregularities worth just over 32 million rupees to be compensated for the convicts. Heads of state of Myanmar and Cambodia in Nepal. Nepal and Cambodia sign an aviation service agreement. The dead body of 8-year-old Prayas Kaur, who had been missing for the past 3 days, recovered from the capital's healthy reason. And the fifth stage matches at the Marcus Memorial 8 Division League to kick off later on. NRT to face Nepal Police Club and 3-star to play APF. Let us begin with the latest national political updates. The Nepalese Army Court has declared the involvement of 187 personnel in corruption during recruitment processes. Nepal Army spokesperson Gokul Bhandari informed that the convicts include 3 army majors and 23 officers. The Army Court has said that irregularities worth just over 32 million rupees had occurred during the recruitment. The court has further asked the army to compensate the amount from the culprits. 2 of those involved have been given a sentence of 6 years, while a total of 11, including 3 officers, have been suspended. Meanwhile, the appointment of 101 soldiers has been scrapped. The Nepal Army had informed a 9-member committee led by a Major General to conduct a court-martial of those alleged in the irregularity and corruption. A court of inquiry had recommended for court-martial on those alleged of the irregularities following investigations into the case on 20th of May 2018. Now, the Ministers for Civil Aviation of Nepal and Cambodia have signed an aviation service agreement in the presence of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and his Cambodian counterpart Samdech Teko Hun Sen. The agreement includes on-arrival visa provisions for diplomatic passport holders or those travelling for diplomatic purposes and an agreement for cultural cooperation, among others. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and his Cambodian counterpart Samdech Teko Hun Sen held a bilateral meeting to reach the agreement yesterday. Private media were not allowed to cover the event. Cambodian Premier Hun Sen is scheduled to meet President Vidyadevi Bhandari and Foreign Minister Pradeep Gyawali today. Likewise, Myanmar's State Councillor and Foreign Minister Aung San Suu Kyi is also in the capital on a goodwill visit upon Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's invitation. Suu Kyi and Hun Sen are scheduled to attend the Asia-Pacific Summit that starts today and will take place till the 3rd of December. Suu Kyi will also attend a courtesy meeting organized by President Vidyadevi Bhandari at 10 a.m. today at the Sheetal Niwas. Suu Kyi is also scheduled to attend a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli later today. Meanwhile, the capital denizens were made to suffer due to mismanagement of the traffic for the movement of the VVIPs. And moving on, the provincial committees of the ruling Nepal Communist Party is to attain a full form 7 months after the unification of the then CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Centre. The NCP Secretariat meeting held on Thursday approved of the names of the office bearers and members of all 7 provincial committees. Likewise, Nepal Communist Party is to decide on the work division of the central members and unification of the party's sister organizations in the next meeting. Due to internal disputes, the party has also yet to reach a decision on the names of office bearers and members at the district level. The 2-member committee formed to make recommendations on the unification of party's sister organizations that includes NCP General Secretary Bishnu Paudel and Secretariat member and Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa have said all necessary homeworks are underway to finalize their recommendations. Now, moving on, the Deputy Prime Minister and Health Minister Upendra Yadav inaugurated the outpatient and emergency ward building of Janakpur Zonal Hospital a month ago. The building is, however, yet to be completed and the contractor company has yet to hand it over to the government. Following its inauguration, the contractor company has been negligent in completing the remaining works. Health Minister Upendra Yadav inaugurated the OPD and emergency ward building early on October amid a glossy function. However, the construction of the building being made at an investment of 191.2 million rupees has not been completed yet. The joint contractor companies Prera, Munna and Acharya JV are currently installing electricity points and water system, putting up doors and windows and painting the building. However, the completion of the project is still uncertain. The local government of Province 2 has suspected massive financial irregularities in the project. The contractor company has been found using inferior quality materials since the building was inaugurated. The Deputy Prime Minister and Health Minister Upendra Yadav breaching the Contractor Process and Procurement Act by inaugurating the building before its official handover to the government has raised questions over the minister's code of conduct. Analysts have even opined that the minister's action was guided by the desire to get his name inscribed in the inauguration pillar. And with that, it's now time for a short break. For more news, stay with us. The dead body of 8-year-old Prayas Kuwar, who had been missing for 3 days, was recovered from the capital's Maipi region yesterday. The Metropolitan Police Crime Division stated Kuwar was kidnapped and murdered by Mahindra Sarki, identified as the driver of the victim's father, Praveen Kuwar. Sarki was arrested after he was reported missing. According to the Crime Division, Mahindra Sarki has admitted to killing Kuwar and disposing his body under the Maipi bridge in a bag. In the statement shared with the police, Sarki said he lured Prayas with chocolate, took him to Kakani, where the 8-year-old was strangled to death. The victim's father, Praveen Kuwar, owns a hotel in the capital's Gongabu. Sarki was employed as a driver only a month ago. It may be recalled that another 11-year-old boy was killed 3 months ago in a similar circumstances at the capital's Kadaghari. The perpetrators of the incident were killed in a police encounter. Now, more than 300 refugees belonging to the Rohingya community of Myanmar are currently living a hard life in Kathmandu. Myanmar's State Councillor and Foreign Minister Aung San Suu Kyi is in the capital at the moment to attend the Asia-Pacific Summit. At this juncture, Rohingya refugees have requested the stakeholders to help create a conducive environment for their return back to Myanmar. The Rohingya refugees have been living at a temporary shelters in Kapan, Kathmandu since 2012. However, the government of Nepal was not aware about their presence in these shelters for a long time. These refugees are reluctant to speak with any media organizations about their situation. This temporary settlement of the refugees has expanded in recent time. According to locals, there are around 40 small shelters where these refugees live. They have reached Nepal through Bangladesh and India. While only 16 refugees are reported to have entered Nepal in 2012, the government does not have any specific data. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, had provided some financial aid for these refugees with arrangement of education for their children. At this juncture, it is important that the government of Nepal acknowledges the security threats posed to the society due to their refugee status and initiate dialogue with Aung San Suu Kyi regarding addressing the issue of Rohingya refugees. Now, the British news service BBC has stated that 11 Nepalese were wounded in a Taliban assault in Afghanistan capital Kabul yesterday. A Briton was killed and several wounded in the assault on the compound of a UK security company, G4S, that left 10 dead. All the Nepalese nationals were employed at the security organization. 5 of the company's staff were among the dead, including a Briton and 4 Afghans in the attack claimed by Taliban insurgents. A car bomb outside the G4S compound in the East Kabul was followed up by attackers on foot who managed to get inside the building. Firing from both the sides had lasted for quite a long time. A total of 330 people were reported to be in the premises of the organization during the incident, with most of them being foreign nationals. G4S is one of the largest private security companies in the world. The firm provides security for clients, including the British Embassy and companies and organizations working in Afghanistan. 12 Nepalese were killed in another attack in Kabul 2 years. And with that, we have more news when we come back. Do stay with us. Based on the latest report of the Trade and Export Promotion Center, Nepal's trade deficit has gone beyond control as the imports have skyrocketed in sharp contrast to dismal exports. Based on the center's data, Nepal has only exported goods worth 29 billion rupees so far in the current fiscal year against an import of 483 billion rupees. While it is obvious to import goods that cannot be locally produced, Nepal, despite being known as an agricultural country, has imported agricultural goods worth 70 billion rupees. Meanwhile, Nepal has used petroleum products worth 69 billion rupees in the first 3 months of the current fiscal year. Experts have said the trade deficit is frightening in comparison to the same period last year. One of the main ways to control trade deficit is to produce goods locally and increase exports. However, the government has not been able to establish an alternative to importing, as the government revenue and majority of the businesses have been heavily dependent on import. Due to the rising trade deficit, Nepal's foreign currency reserve has significantly gone down too. Experts have opined if the scale of import keeps increasing at the current rate, the trade deficit will cause an irreparable dent in the country's economy. Now, the Land Revenue Office at Rajbiraz has a total of 42 posts for government employees. However, the government has not sent officials to fill the 29 vacant positions, including key posts like the Deputy Secretary. This has affected many important services like land registration, among others. In this context, we have asked the service seekers at Land Revenue Office Rajbiraz what problems have they been facing due to lack of officials. In our Public Voice segment, let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
एक दिन को काम 15 दिन लाग्छ, फर्केर मान्छे जान्छ, कर्मचारी नभएर धेरै दुख भइरहेको छ।
यो सरकार निर्माण भए पश्चात जनताले यो आशा गरेको थियो कि यो देशमा जनताको चाहिँ एउटा सुलभ तरिकाले कामकाज हुन्छन्। त्यो अवस्था यो सप्तरी जिल्लाको मालपोतमा अहिले 2-3 महिनादेखि एकदमै जनताहरूले शास्ति दुख पीडा भोगिरहेका छन्।
दिनहुँ यहाँका जनताहरू पीर मार्कामा परेर घरबाट 22 किलोमिटर, 18 किलोमिटर, 25 किलोमिटर गाडीमा चढेर हिँडेर आएर यहाँबाट फेरि रिटर्निङ हुने अवस्था छ।
जसले पैसा तिर्छ त्यसको काम हुन्छ, जसले पैसा तिर्दैन त्यसको काम हुँदैन।
जमिन जुनदेखि मैले पास गरेको छु 5-6 पल्ट भइसक्यो, अहिले पनि मेरो चाहिँ लाल पूजा अहिलेसम्म पाएको छैन।
रोका किताबले भेट्दैन, फुकुवा कसरी गर्छु, कर्मचारी छैन, मलाई छुट्टिए छैन, म कसरी खोज्छु, कहाँ खोज्छु, भेट्दैन भनेर भन्छ, मान्छेले फर्काइदिन्छ।
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And your question is, what's your take on Health Minister Upendra Yadav inaugurating a yet-to-be-completed hospital in Janakpur? Your options are A, rush to get his name inscribed, B, to garner votes, and C, contractors' influence. The voting for that question is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With that, it's now time for the sports update.
Sports news.
The 5th stage matches at the Martyrs Memorial A Division League football tournament will start from today. Today's first match, which starts at 11 this morning at Anfa Complex Sadobatu, Lalitpur, features a clash between New Road team, NRT and Nepal Police Club. NRT is still searching for their first win at the tournament as they have only 1 point from 4 matches. After playing 3-3 draw against 3-1 Army Club in their first match, NRT have lost the last matches. NRT suffered a 2-0 defeat against Manang Marshangli Club, a 5-1 drubbing against Jasal Youth Club, and a 2-1 loss to 3-Star Club. The police team had blanked Jalakil Youth Club 1-0 in their first match of the tournament. Nepal Police Club then settled for a goalless draw against Machindra Club, suffered a 1-0 loss to 3-1 Army Club, and registered a 2-0 win against Jasal. Nepal Police Club are at the 6th spot in the points table, while NRT are at the bottom. Meanwhile, today's second match between 3-Star Club and Armed Police Force APF will start at 2:30 this afternoon at Anfa Complex. 3-Star are at the 4th spot in the points table with 9 points from 4 matches. 3-Star had defeated Friends Club 2-1, thrashed Brigade Boys 5-1, blanked NRT 2-0 and lost to Manang Marshangdi 2-1. Meanwhile, APF are at the 9th spot with 4 points from 4 matches. APF played a draw against Himalayan Sherpa Club, defeated Friends Club and lost to Brigade Boys and Manang Marshangdi. After the 4th stage, undefeated Manang Marshangdi are at the top of the points table with 12 points, while 3-1 Army Club are at the 2nd spot with 10 points and Himalayan Sherpa Club are 3rd with 10 points as well. And moving on, Chelsea clinched a comfortable 4-0 victory over Greek football club PAOK, while Arsenal defeated Ukrainian club Vorskla 3-0 in their respective matches of the Europa League played last night. In the match played at Chelsea's home ground, Stamford Bridge, PAOK were limited to 10 men early in the game as Yavayen Kono was red-carded for a foul on Olivier Giroud. Giroud scored a brace for Chelsea in the 27th and the 37th minute. 18-year-old Callum Hudson scored a goal in the 60th minute, giving Chelsea a 3-0 lead. Substitute Alvaro Morata then stretched Chelsea's lead to 4-0 in the 70th minute. With the win, Chelsea have become group winners. Likewise, in another group stage match played last night, Arsenal defeated Vorskla at the latter's home ground, NSC Olimpijski, to become Group E winners. Coach Unai Emery had brought young players into the field against the Ukrainian club, which proved to be the right decision for the match. Arsenal got an early lead with Emil Smith-Rowe scoring 10 minutes into the game. Aaron Ramsey doubled Arsenal's lead in the 27th minute through a penalty. 19-year-old Zoe Willock, who appeared in the senior team for the first time, scored in the 41st minute to seal Arsenal's 3-0 win over Vorskla. Both Arsenal and Chelsea have advanced to the round of 32 prior to these games. And moving on, Nepalese badminton players have begun preparations for the international series scheduled to be held in Kathmandu beginning next week. However, Nepalese shuttlers have failed to produce enthusiastic results because of the government indifference and the absence of sound infrastructures. The shuttlers are once again making preparations to save their blushes at the upcoming international series. It has been more than 20 years since Nepalese badminton players began representing the nation at international tournaments. However, they have always had to make preparations amid scarcities because of political intervention and government indifference in ensuring sound infrastructure. Shuttlers have been compelled to find a training venue for the international series, which begins in Kathmandu on 4th of December. A total of 26 shuttlers are participating at the seniors and juniors category of the upcoming series. However, they have not been able to prepare for more than 15 days. Nepal's performance has been satisfactory in mix and doubles despite the limitations. However, it has so far failed to achieve great results at the international series. Nepal will feature at the international challenge, which will be held in Bangladesh immediately after the Kathmandu series. However, the lack of investment in badminton and absence of adequate and sound infrastructures has not helped in boosting the morale of the shuttlers. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories once again. The Nepal Army Court charges 187 army personnel of their involvement in corruption during recruitment process. Irregularities worth just over 32 million rupees to be compensated. Heads of state of Myanmar and Cambodia in Nepal. Nepal and Cambodia sign an aviation service agreement. The dead body of 8-year-old Prayas Kumar, who had been missing for 3 days, recovered from the capital's Maipi region. And the 5th stage matches at the Martyrs Memorial A Division League to start from today. NRT will face Nepal Police Club and 3-star club will play ABF. And that's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 this morning. Keep watching Kantipur TV HD for more news and entertainment. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.